Engine room secure.
In Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot's title character says what one does when faced with the truth is more difficult than you'd think, and that basically sums up her history with Hollywood casting, which was not always easy.
No, but it's what I'm going to do.
Gadot, who was born and raised in Rosh Hashanah, Israel, had her first audition for the 2008 James Bond movie Quantum of Solace for the role of Camille that eventually went to Ukraine's Olga Kurylenko. Fortunately, that casting director remembered Gadot and asked her to audition for Giselle in 2009's Fast and Furious. In the ensuing years, Gadot balanced 3 more Fast movies with Israeli series and other American movies like Date Night and Night and Day.
Don't speak to me like that.
Gadot was offered the supporting role of villain Feora Ol in 2013's Man of Steel, but turned it down due to being pregnant, and Germany's Antje Trau took the role. Gadot then endeavored to enter the superhero world with 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy. She auditioned for a role that would require her to, quote, shave my head and they will color me in blue paint. James Gunn has said he doesn't remember if she auditioned for Nebula, which eventually went to Karen Gillan. The following year, Gadot went through another long audition process to play Imperator Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road. In the end, though, she was runner-up to Charlize Theron.
Yeah, well, I got unlucky.
It was around that time, after constant back and forth traveling from Israel to Hollywood and just missing out, that Gadot told her husband she was considering leaving acting. Fortunately, Man of Steel director Zack Snyder remembered her and requested she audition for a secret role in his next DC Comics movie. At one point, Gadot thought she was testing for Catwoman, but eventually discovered it was for Wonder Woman when she was flown in to screen test with Ben Affleck.
I've been a little busy.
Gadot debuted as the iconic character in Snyder's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice in 2016, before top-lining the massively successful Wonder Woman in 2017 and Justice League months later.
The lasso of Hestia compels you to reveal the truth.
Gadot picks up the lasso once again for Wonder Woman 1984, one of several highly anticipated movies on her calendar. It also includes director Kenneth Branagh's Death on the Nile with Armie Hammer, and Netflix's Red Notice with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. Gadot is also set to return to the small screen in an Apple TV Plus limited series about actress and inventor Hedy Lamarr. It's a good thing, a wondrous thing, that Gal Gadot kept auditioning.
I think that was beautiful.
Captain Marvel is one of the most anticipated movies of 2019, and there were a universe of actresses rumored for the role, including Oscar winners, stars of the biggest TV shows, and even an MMA fighter. Marvel announced in 2014 it was making a female-led movie about the former U.S. Air Force fighter pilot with superhuman strength, energy projection, and flight. Speculation immediately went to movie stars like Jennifer Lawrence, Olivia Wilde, and Emily Blunt, who had already reportedly been considered for Black Widow.
Are you kidding? I'm working.
Meanwhile, more speculation arose when Shailene Woodley told reporters she would love to star in a Marvel movie. Jessica Chastain revealed she had been meeting with Marvel, and Bryce Dallas Howard flat out asked a reporter to note that she was interested in the coveted role of Captain Marvel.
Is that good?
Also publicly expressing interest in the part was MMA fighter turned WWE wrestler Ronda Rousey in a Reddit Ask Me Anything. There was also a tabloid report that Marvel wanted Angelina Jolie to direct and that she was going to bring along star Charlize Theron.
Remember me?
Of course, fan art also started circulating that stirred up more rumors, featuring the likes of Game of Thrones' Natalie Dormer, Battlestar Galactica's Katie Sackhoff, and Vikings' Catherine Winnick, who reposted images of her as Captain Marvel on Instagram. As time passed, reports surfaced in more trustworthy publications that Mission Impossible Rogue Nation's Rebecca Ferguson and The Handmaid's Tale's Yvonne Strahovski were true contenders.
Praise be.
But at Comic-Con in 2016, Marvel announced the role would be played by Brie Larson, who had just won an Oscar for The Room. Marvel producer Kevin Feige has described her as someone human and relatable enough to counterbalance Captain Marvel's massive powers. Larson, who was teased in the post-credit scene of Avengers Infinity War, actually hesitated signing on because of the fame that comes along with playing a superhero, but she was obviously convinced. Captain Marvel opens March 8th and could reveal some secrets into Avengers 4, which will follow up 2 months later.
I bid you farewell and good luck, morons.
Engine room secure.
Well, that was a bit dark, but if rumors are to be believed, things are about to get a whole lot darker for the MCU's resident spy.
Shall we play a game?
Recent reports suggest the possibility of an R-rated Black Widow movie. While this might seem off-brand for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and Disney CEO Bob Iger have both gone on the record saying an R-rated MCU film isn't out of the question. This, coupled with the fact that Disney is currently in the middle of an acquisition of 20th Century Fox, which has already made 3 R-rated Marvel films, makes the rumor seem all the more believable.
That sounds very peaceful.
Of all of the characters currently in the MCU, Black Widow's standalone might require an R rating, as her history is incredibly violent, and given that it has been reported that the film will be a prequel set in the early 2000s, we will likely explore her brutal past.
I made a name for myself. I have a very specific skill set.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Natasha Romanoff was born in Stalingrad in 1984 and was recruited as a child by the KGB to become a spy. She became one of the world's deadliest assassins as a teenager and was given the codename Black Widow for her ruthless efficiency. Nick Fury sent Hawkeye to kill Natasha, but he disobeyed his orders and recommended her for recruitment into S.H.I.E.L.D. instead.
We're still friends, right?
Marvel's dark espionage film will be directed by Kate Shortland and written by Jack Schaefer. Shortland is tonally perfect for the film, as her previous work includes the shocking thriller Berlin Syndrome and the World War II drama Lore, which explores the dark ideologies of war, something that Black Widow is all too familiar with.
Everyone we know is trying to kill us.
A comic book arc that will most likely influence the film, as it would fit the R rating perfectly, is 2005's Homecoming by author Richard K. Morgan. This incredibly violent Jason Bourne-esque thriller finds Natasha trailing a string of brutal killings around the world that eventually leads her back to Mother Russia. No official release date has been attached to the film, but it is expected to come out sometime in 2020.
I'm in the middle of an interrogation. This moron is giving me everything.
You can add the entire MCU to your watch list, and for more Marvel madness, check out Avengers 4 Fan Theories.